website and our email address. Please reach out to us if we can help you in any way, or your parents. If they have questions, like Christy said, we're a good resource on places to stay, places to visit. And while I have the floor for just a second, I can also mail you some information. I'm going to kind of hold this up. I have a community guide that has all of our chamber members in it. So when you come to Arkansas Tech and you're looking for a place to eat, or your car breaks down, or you need to visit the doctor or the dentist, this is a great resource for you to have. This information is located on our website as well, but this is also handy for you and your parents to have. So I'd be glad to mail you one of these if you would like. I've got city maps that I can send you if you need those. I've got just lots of information, apartment guides, job information, just all kinds of things. So keep that in mind as we tell you about Russellville and what there is here in our community. So just know that, and I'm so glad y'all are here and to see your faces, and look forward to seeing you in Russellville soon.
Yeah. I, as well, from my office, have a guide, a Russellville guide, and it has a lot of good information about Russellville, but some of the things that you might be interested in, it lists the state parks, but it also lists the top couple favorite local restaurants, the ones that you're really going to want to try out when you get here. Stobie's, Taco Villa, some of the, I'm sure you have a favorite in your town that's kind of special to your town, and we have those listed for you to visit there as well. We also have the top 40 things to see and do in Russellville when you get here. So once you get here and get kind of settled in and you have a weekend that you're just like, hey, what's something I could go do in this brochure? And we can include that if you just want to let Angela know at the chamber. We'll include that in a packet if you want us to go ahead and mail you something this summer so you can be looking through that. It might be something, yeah. And so we have lots of it. We have lots. I mean, I have tons of information. If you want something specific, if you like to bike, if you want state parks, I have adventure, I have routes and rides, if you like different things like that. So we have kind of all different kinds of information for you if you want it. Most all of this you can access online, and I know we're going to give you our website addresses in just a little while, and so all my information is online too. So if you want to go ahead and go there and check out, if you're going to be here a weekend over the summer and want to check out some of that stuff. One of our favorite places that I see a lot of tech students go to that I want to talk about is Lake Dardanelle State Park. It's just probably, I would guess, 2 miles from Tech. It's a short little distance down Marina Road. And to anyone, not just tech students, but you can take your driver's license out there and they will loan you fishing equipment. They have kayaks. All different kind of things. Some are for rent, some are free. So I definitely would suggest maybe checking out some of that fun stuff. I know lots of kids, I go out there and there's all kinds of kids playing volleyball out there, hammocking and having fun. A lot of the tech kids to kind of get off campus and have somewhere to go that they can enjoy. I am a communication major from Tech, so as probably with Angela, we could talk all day. So, but I try to give breaks when I speak at Tech to y'all to see if there's any questions up to this point, and I'm not just rambling. So I would love to hear if any of y'all have any specific questions that I can answer. I can continue to tell you about Russellville, but want to make sure if you have a question that we hear it. Does anybody have anything?
I would like to ask about the transportation in the Russellville. As far as I know, there is no in-city transport, but I'm interested if there is anything that could get me to another cities, to Little Rock, for example, or.
Yes. Currently, I think we have 2 that I'm aware of, taxis that I know of. And then I do know that on Uber, I think there have been a few Uber drivers add in. I'm not for sure since COVID. I have not checked to see kind of the situation currently, but I do know that we did have a couple people, maybe 2 Uber drivers that have added on here locally. For getting around town, I know, and Meredith may want to chime in, I know that Tech has transportation to take the students, to Walmart and the places that they need to go. And also, you can rent for free. You can reserve bikes to get around town. Like if you need to make a run, Kroger's not real far from campus. I would guess maybe a mile. I don't know if Meredith has a better estimate on that. I would guess a mile to a mile and a half that I know you can rent and reserve those bikes. Carrie Shannon was telling me a little bit about that. Meredith, am I covered most of that?
Yeah, and our IMSSO office does manage that bus to Walmart, and I believe like during holiday breaks they actually do a transport to the Little Rock Airport as well.
Thank you. Good question.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
So Jacob asked, how's the traffic? So I'm a city person, so to me the traffic is amazing.
Jacob, where are you from? Let me see. How's the traffic?
I'm from Gentry, Arkansas, in the Northwest Arkansas area. So
Okay.
I live in a small town, but I have experience with the big cities, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Springdale, all right there.
Well, compared to those, our traffic is phenomenal. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So we're a city. Let me just give you a little bit of information on Russellville. This year, June 7th, this Sunday, we are actually celebrating our sesquicentennial. So our 150 year of being incorporated is this weekend. And so we have some activities and all that planned for that. So our city is about 30,000 average people, but within about a 30-mile radius of Russellville, because we have a lot of little small towns around Russellville. We're kind of the hub, believe it or not, but is about 85,000. Angela, would you say about 85,000, I think is the number they say right now. So people coming in and out to work in Russellville and to come into Walmart and things like that, you know, about 85,000. But to get across town, just to give you an example, I live on the west side of town. My job is in downtown, and Walmart, the big supercenter, is what we call on the other side of town. But it would probably only take me 5 to 6, maybe 7 minutes at the most to get from my house to Walmart. So very small traffic, maybe on Fridays, a little bit heavier, I would say. Always heavier when tech is in town. We can tell when y'all are in town and when you're not in town. So, but we love having y'all in town. It feels kind of lonely when tech is not here. So we actually really enjoy when the tech students are here. So, but great question.
Jacob, I would also say you can probably get anywhere in Russellville, you know, city limits within like 10 to 15 minutes max. You can be anywhere you need to be in Russellville, you know, to allow time for meetings and things like that. Like Christy said, you will see an increase in traffic in Friday afternoons, for sure. Just lots of activity going on, people in and out of our community. And I would back up everything she said. We do know when the tech students are here. We do see a great amount of traffic at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you know, those first classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday when tech is in session. So you will see some increased traffic, but nothing too bad and nothing compared to what you see in Fayetteville and things like that. So you'll really like that aspect of Russellville.
Yeah, first couple of weeks are crazy, but then after that, it kind of settles down. Justin, I do see your mailing address, and Angela and I will get that out today or tomorrow. We'd be glad to send you that. If anybody else would like for us to, just either private message or get it to Meredith if you don't want to put it publicly, but we would gladly get your packet out to you.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just throw up our contact information, and then I'll take it down and we can do it again at closer to the end. But I know a lot of y'all are interested in that. So if you want to screenshot that, that is the chamber website, Christy's website at the tourism office, my name and email, and Christy's name and email. So if you want to privately send either one of us your address, we will be glad to mail you some information. And Christy and I are great to coordinate, so we'll make sure that we include all the information that each other would. So you don't feel like you have to email both of us. We pretty much have the same access to the same information. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Angela. Does anybody else have any other questions? Those are good questions.
Some questions I get is, what about the shopping here? I'll tell you some of the chain stores that we do have in town. We have a Bath and Body Works, we have a Hobby Lobby, we have a TJ Maxx, which is awesome. We have a Ross. We do have a Walmart Supercenter. We have a Walmart Neighborhood Market. What else am I leaving out, Christy, that people like to know about?
JCPenney's. There's a good shoe store. Shoe Carnival out there in the mall.
Sephora in JCPenney.
Yes,
Sephora,
yes. Sephora is inside JCPenney's. We have a lot of local small boutiques. We have a couple of small local businesses if you're into the outdoor, biking and outdoor activities. We have a great, Feltner's is a great, local shop for that kind of thing. We have Cars Chain Reaction. So we've got a good mixture of both chains and, small business. Same for the restaurants as well, as Christy mentioned earlier.
I'm someone, again, from a city, and I have lived in numerous college towns, and I'm pleasantly surprised with our options here. So again, TJ Maxx being the number one, that I was super excited when we moved here and that was available. So yeah, I think y'all will be really impressed. So Sierra asked to kind of compare it to Pine Bluff. Again, I haven't lived here long enough to be familiar enough with Pine Bluff to do that.
I haven't been to Pine Bluff in years, so I'm not 100% sure, but I would say size-wise, it's probably really close. I would guess their population's probably about the same. They do actually have a mall, so maybe just a little bit bigger, but yes, very familiar to Pine Bluff. Yes, ma'am. And I would also want to talk about our downtown for just a second. Tech is really close to the downtown area, and we take a lot of pride in that. And it's come a long ways in just the past few years, and we have a really good working relationship with Tech to get students down to the downtown area. Our first really big mural that Tech is had a resident artist come in and paint is going up downtown like this month, any day. They're working on that, I know. So I would strongly encourage, when you do come to town, to visit the downtown area. There's multiple really good restaurants, local restaurants. There's numerous stores, drugstore. There's just numerous things. And in the downtown depot area where the train station is, there's a stage. And I know that Danielle, the director down there, is working on some concerts and some different things to bring y'all in the downtown area. So look forward to that. We're going to hopefully have some of those this summer, but that's kind of been messed up for governor's conference and all that, governor's school, I'm sorry. So we're working on that, trying to get some fun things for y'all in the downtown, talking about maybe a scavenger hunt, some different things. So look forward to seeing some more information on that as well.
I think to add to that, one of the big things when we first moved here last year, that is a good way to introduce the students to the downtown area is the March to Maine right at the beginning of the school year. I think that's really cool. My husband's one of the football coaches, so we took part in that, and I highly encourage everyone to join. I thought that was super fun.
This year, this is a great plug for me. This year, March to Maine, you'll hear about that on campus when you get here. Will be in conjunction with Paint the Town Green and Gold. And that is, the chamber hosts that event the week of the first home football game. And so we encourage businesses in Russellville to paint their windows and decorate their lobbies and, really get into the spirit of the academic year kicking off as well as the athletic season kicking off. So we would love for you to be a part of that. You'll hear about that. Mid-September is when that will be. The first home game is September the 19th. The first home football game is going to be September the 19th. So that week is when you will hear about Paint the Town Green and Gold. And we'll be doing a festival downtown, and we do a pep rally, and it's just fun. And when we talk about downtown Russellville, we talk about this, it's the center of our city. A lot of people think when we say downtown Russellville that it's where the shopping is out on the east side of town. So don't get that confused, that it is two separate parts of our city. Downtown is the center of our city. That's actually within walking distance from campus. It's less than a mile. So we do encourage you to venture out and ride your bike and walk down to the downtown area. And then the shopping where I talked about TJ Maxx and Bath and Body Works and JCPenney and those places, that is what we would say on the east side of town.
Okay, so we got a couple questions coming through. So Kaylin asked, she comes from a very small town, so is it hard to navigate around Russellville?
I would say no, but I think it's very easy. There's like main roads, which make it really easy. So there's Parkway, and then there's Main that run west to east, east to west, and then there's Highway 7 that goes through the middle of town that runs north and south. So basically, if you can get kind of those 3 roads, and they're all right there by Tech, so it's not real hard. So I would definitely say it's very easy once you kind of get your bearings. Main, like little stores on side roads might take you a little while, but the main things, your Walmart, your grocery store, and the main road where we call the strip, you know, kind of the main strip that you go down where there's 2 strips where most of the restaurants are very easy to get around and figure your way out. So I think you'll find it pretty easy, I think. And I've lived in some small towns as well, but I don't find it real hard to get around. Angela, did you? I think
No, that sounds good. Yeah, Highway 64, east and west, Highway 7, north and south. Those are your main 2 corridors, as she said.
And we're on the interstate. I figure most of y'all have had a campus, you know, have come to campus and got to see campus before. So, you know, we're an interstate town, and Tech is very close to the interstate, probably half a mile at the most. So it's real close to the interstate, and you can jump on the interstate, and we have 4 exits, 3 main exits, probably the ones that you'll access. So you can just kind of hop on and jump on the interstate if you just want to run up to the next exit to get to your Walmart.
So Justin actually has 2 questions I'm going to kind of combine. So he says, how far is the mall from campus? I think in this question, I would consider the mall where like TJ Maxx, that strip mall area is. And then his second question is, do we have a list of all the restaurants and stores? And I think that's what y'all were talking about that y'all can kind of help with.
I would say the TJ Maxx and stuff is probably 5-6 miles and like I said, you can either go down Highway 64, jump off Tech, and then get on 64 and go down, or you can get on the interstate and, you know, get down there real quick. So, but I would guess 5 to 6 miles from Tech campus, so not real far. I know that in the chamber directory that Angela has, that if you want that packet, or you can go online. I know y'all are probably more online right now, would rather look it up there. There is a list of restaurants if they're chamber members. So there may be a few that's not listed there just because they're not a chamber member. But I know that I have a listing. Then we try to keep it up as much as possible on my website of as many of the restaurants. That's going to make me look at that this afternoon and make sure that's up to date. So we'll definitely look at that this afternoon. But my website or Angela's website would list, you would catch most all the restaurants there. We have Chili's, Ruby Tuesdays are some of the chains. We just got a Slim Chickens in town. It's out towards the mall, what we're calling the mall. Chick-fil-A's out in the mall. Try to think of some others you might really like. Tropical Smoothie is closer to Tech. Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Taco John. So we have quite a few chain. And then I think some of our best eats, though, are some of our favorite locals. So like Stobie's, Breakfast Old South, Taco Villa, if you love some good Mexican food. What am I missing local?
Fat Daddy's is downtown. That's a great one.
Downtown. Pasta Grill
is downtown. That y'all could walk to. That are some great local ones, you know, in the downtown.
One of our favorites is Foodies for Mediterranean food.
Yes. And then downtown, we also have Old Bank, and it's an old building that's been redone, and it's kind of like a sports bar, and it has TVs everywhere, and you kind of go down there and hang out with friends. It's a really fun atmosphere. And it has pool tables and things like that. So that's a fun atmosphere if you just want to go hang out with some friends one night, and especially if you love sports, when sports come back on.
So Jacob asked about student discounts. So we do have student discounts to a lot of the places around town. It's on our SGA website. I will drop it in the comments so y'all can get the direct link, but there's a website that's got all the student discounts. All you have to do is have your student ID. Most of the places usually have a sticker on the window as well. So yeah, always good to have discounts.
And always ask if you're not sure.
Yeah.
Be sure and ask, because
Most
they might
of
not
them.
know that that's an option. So they might give you a discount, or we can look in, to getting them added for a discount. So always ask. Don't ever hesitate to not ask.
And both of our offices are pretty close to Tech. My office is in the downtown area, about a mile from Tech, and Angela is just right off the downtown, so just a block or two off. So we're real close to Tech as well.
And yes, Marquise, a couple of the local restaurants have both the Russellville and Conway. Another one besides those that has one both is Umami.
Mm-hmm.
That's a favorite as well. If you like sushi or any Japanese food, they have the best yum yum sauce, by the way.
They do. And if you haven't eaten at Whataburgers or CJ's Burgers, they're two of the best burgers in the state. So people come from all over to eat at some of those places. So, and they're real close to, both of them are, just blocks from Tech. So very, very walkable.
Yeah, Whataburger's literally across the street. It might be closer depending on what building you're in than the cafeteria is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kendall said, what are y'all's favorite places to go or favorite things to do around Russellville?
This time of year, something really fun is the canoeing. North of here in Dover, there is the Buffalo National River, and a lot of people are canoeing and kayaking right now. So if you like the outdoor, that's one of my favorite things. It kind of dries up as you get further into summer, a little bit more. So maybe next spring, y'all can take a little bit more advantage of that. Just being outside. I love going to Mount Nebo, which is about a 15, maybe 20 miles. It's a state park, but I know lots of Tech students go up there. They hammock. They have a sunrise point and a sunset point. So a lot of them hit the sunset point in the afternoons, hang out. You can walk around. That's a really good place just to kind of get away a little bit, especially if you just need to study or do some homework but want to be outside and away from the campus. Lake Dardanelle State Park and just go hammocking. What are some other things, Angela?
We love Lake Dardanelle State Park too. I have a son and we like to go fishing out there. We do have a lot of city parks as well as the state parks. So you can just go outside and be outside and play tennis. We have some baseball fields here. We have disc golf here. There's just all kinds of different outdoor activities if you're interested in that as well. So that, that's fun.
And some inside stuff, like we have a bowling alley, we have a movie theater, UEC 11, I think is the name of the movie theater. So you can check out, there usually is 11 different showings, I think. We have the bowling alley, we have a skating rink, it's kind of across town. Let me see,
We have an indoor aquatic center that is connected to the Arkansas Tech campus. And so that's a great, you can go swim and get some exercise there. That's a great place, to go as well. We do have a city pool that's open during the summer. So it may be, the outdoor city pool may be closed by the time you get here, but that aquatic center is always open and an option for you as well. That's very close.
And it's just a short walk. It attaches to campus. So you can, it's just a couple 100 yards from some of the buildings off Tech campus. Another one of the things that's right there close to campus, just a couple 100 feet behind campus, is a place called The Wall. It's a climbing wall. So that's kind of something fun if you just want to walk somewhere and have a few hours of something to do. We have lots of events that go on in Russellville throughout the year, and there's actually a calendar you can go to from my website. You can reach the calendar, and I know as well as Angela's website, there's a calendar, and it will always be evolving, always adding and taking, changing, but that's where you can see the most up-to-date things that are happening. So if you have a friend coming in town, or just looking to stay here that for the weekend and want to know what's going on, you might check out that calendar to kind of see, hey, what's going on in town this weekend? Is the fair this weekend? Is the hot air balloon festival in town this weekend? And just be able to see kind of what's going on. But we do keep that up to date. So please check out that calendar as well.
I wanted to add one plug really quick because we talked about all the outdoor activities. Just so y'all are aware, students through the campus recreation office, you can use free rental of, I wrote them down, mountain bikes, kayaks and canoes, tents, and hammocks. So because we have all these outdoor activities, they provide that for you.
I'm sorry. And the state park will have some of that. Go ahead.
Are we allowed to hang hammocks on campus? Is there like places to do that?
Yes, I believe there's 4 hammocking areas. I know there's 3, but I believe there's 4. That's a really big thing lately.
My last campus had no places to hang a hammock, so I hung it in my dorm room.
Wow, no, you're gonna love it here then, because there's so many places, even in town in the city parks. I think we have 14 city parks, like if you count everything. And so you can always go to one of those and find trees, but the best and most beautiful place is Lake Dardanelle State Park. The sunsets, like this is the sunset out there, if you can see that. That was right there by the visitor center, and you can go out there and they hammock all around the edges, and
all the time.
all the time, and it's so fun. So yeah, you'll love that.
Kendall, there's a lot of trees on campus, which makes our campus beautiful. And so that's one of the perks, is being able to hammock there. So
I'm so excited. They had so many trees, but they were all like far enough apart where you couldn't put a hammock. And it was so frustrating. So I just like hung it in the stairwell, and they were like, this is a fire hazard. And I was like, well, you need to get trees.
Yes, we love trees around here. It's very pretty here. It's we call it the natural choice in the natural state, with Arkansas being, lots of known for their 52 state parks, all the natural beauty, mountains, lakes, rivers, creeks. I mean, it kind of has everything but the ocean. And so we take high pride in that. And so I think if you things get tough, you just want to study, whatever, definitely go outside and get some fresh air, and you'll find a happy place.
Thank y'all.
Okay, Justin asked, where did it just go?
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Stores. What kind of electronic stores do we have around?
We used to have a Radio Shack, but I do not think they're in business. So I know we have a home theater store in the downtown area that could help you with a few things. May have to look into that. Not sure. The downtown is the only one I know of, because I called them about some TV stuff the other day. Angela, do you know?
I'm kind of drawing a blank too. The downtown one, obviously your Walmart. That maybe we may be kind of limited there.
Okay, another question is, are the churches student friendly?
I would say very much so. I know of multiple churches that have college ministries, and some of them even have college facilities on campus so that you can visit their on-campus location. But even the ones that do not have on-campus locations have very great programs. I'm familiar with quite a few of them at their church in town. So I know First Baptist has a huge ministry. I know the Catholic Church is on campus and has a huge ministry. I know New Life Church. I know First Assembly has Chi Alpha, which has a big presence on campus. They don't have a facility on campus, but they are visible. I'm trying to think, the Methodist Church, do they have a building on campus?
We have the Wesley Foundation on campus. And then there is like a small, kind of life group, Sunday school kind of group that gets together. That's as well.
So, I mean, I can give you any other information, but there's numerous across the board, very numerous. I would say almost all, any religion or church affiliation are here.
Anyone else have questions? Kaylin, you asked about student discounts. I dropped the link in the chat for the page on student discounts.
And Justin, if we don't have what you need in Russellville, Conway is about 40 minutes away, and they have a Best Buy. And then Little Rock is an hour away. So if that helps you, at all, those are some other options.
Does everybody know their majors and you're set on it and you know what you're coming to do? And okay.
Lots of
You're
head
better
nods.
off than I was. I think I changed my major 4 times when I got to
did.
Tech. Okay, yeah. And the good thing is, like, I love my job. So the tourism director, I do so many different things and didn't exactly know what I wanted to do when I came to Tech. So was just glad I stuck with it and got my degree, because I would not have the job I have today. It requires a degree. So thankfully that they helped me work through it and figure that out. And I absolutely love my job. Any other questions?
Doesn't look like it, but Kathy did mention Little Rock has an Apple store.
Yes, the only one in the state. So yes.
I just encourage you guys, when you get here and you kind of get settled, to just kind of venture out. Don't be afraid. There's also a lot of places where if you're interested in volunteering, there's there's churches or there's a Boys and Girls Club if you like children. We have River Valley Foods for Kids if you're interested in helping, in the food department, food pantry, and just really kind of embrace this community and let it be your home away from home. And just really, get involved on campus as well as off campus.
And I will say, Russellville, I moved away once I graduated and then moved back. And I moved back for very specific reasons, but Russellville is a really good town. I mean, has a lot of local people that have been here, born and raised here, and own businesses and restaurants here. And we love our town and we take a lot of pride in it. And I think that you will like it as well and will feel at home and comfortable, as even though it might be a little bit larger from what you're coming to. I think you'll find that it has a very small town feel to it though. Our crime rates are super, super, super low. Just the policemen, the firemen. I mean, it's just a really good hometown feel. We have Russ Vegas half marathon that brings in 2,500 runners each April. The community really comes together in so many ways and so many activities. And our town loves Tech. Some places you go, it's very divided, and you can definitely feel the lines of the college and the community. And there's committees, and we work really hard to erase those lines. So you're very much a part of our community, and we're a part of y'all's lives. And so that's how we want that to feel, and want you to know that we love Tech and we love college kids. So we're super excited for y'all to get here. And what a class. If you're a freshman, incoming freshman, and you just graduated, you just went through a lot of things that a lot of people have not ever been through. So graduating and all that. So it's definitely different times, but I think you're absolutely going to love being in Russellville.
Yep. Kathy asked, do we know of any hotels that offer parent discounts?
I do know on certain weekends, I have direct communication with the hotels, and on like parents weekend, I'm not sure the right wording. What do they call that? A family
day.
Family day.
Yeah, I knew there was specific wording. I do know that they will offer some discounts. I think you can just call each hotel, like if you prefer. I think we have 15 different hotels. So if you prefer La Quinta Inn or Hampton Inn or whatever, just call there and ask, if they're having those, but they usually do have discounts. Like we have a Holiday Inn Express, we have a Hampton, we have a Fairfield, we have a Best Western, Super 8, Comfort Inn and Suites, Quality Inn, La Quinta Inn, American Best Value Inn, Motel 6. I mean, we have most all chains, Courtyard by Marriott. So yeah, just have them reach out, and most of them will give discounts. That's a good question.
So I don't see any questions. If y'all have any, drop them, but I was going to ask if we could elaborate more on some of the community events. I know personally some of my favorite, like the art walk we love, and then the farmers market downtown. Those are my husband and I, 2 of our favorites.
Sure. So all of those items will be found between Angela and I's website are listed, and especially the calendars. I actually have a link on my page to the farmers market. So it lists the times that they're open, the contact, and things like that. So if you wanted to go down there and make sure they're open, there's links on my webpage to that. Some of the other, what's the other one you said, farmers market, and what's the other one you said you liked, Meredith?
Art Walk.
Art Walk. I did want to elaborate on that. So in our downtown area, the Main Street Russellville is an organization, and they have multiple events during the year downtown. One of them being Taste of the Valley, which is where a lot of restaurants come in and set up, and you just buy a ticket and you can taste all the items from those restaurants, their main items they'll bring. That's a super fun kind of place to taste all the restaurants, and it's super fun and good. They also do summer concert series. So all summer long, they're trying to do like 4 or 5 concerts during the summer at their stage area in the downtown. A lot of times we'll have between 500 and 600 people, some of those being tech students that will come, and you just bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, hang out, and watch the concerts. They have food trucks that come in and that will set up. We also have in the summer, the Chamber puts on, and Angela can elaborate, sunset cinemas at Lake Dardanelle State Park. This summer we're not, just because of the situation that we're currently in, but we've been doing those for like probably 6 or 7 years, and we rent a movie and put it on a big screen out at Lake Dardanelle State Park. It's super pretty. A sunset sets, and then we show a movie. So lots of events like that go on that you'll want to be a part of. I know we have like Party in the Park that's put on by our Parks and Recreation Department. We have multiple races that occur throughout town, like 5K, 10K races throughout the year. We have a triathlon. We have a kids triathlon. We have almost any kind of thing you could probably think of at some point some organization does. Can you think of any others?
I'm thinking of the Downtown Fall Festival. That's another one that's always fun. It's always the last Saturday in October. You know, it's a chili cook-off, and people have booths set up, and there's just a lot going on. There's a 5K that day, just all kinds of fun stuff. We have one of the state's largest Christmas parades to get you in the holiday spirit. It's usually the first Thursday in December, Thursday night, and it's downtown as well. You'll hear that a lot, but that's just a couple of other things that I can think of that Christy didn't mention.
And also at the state park, I wanted to show y'all this picture really quick. That is one of the high school kids. I took their photo, and that is at one of the best places out at Lake Dardanelle State Park. They hammock all the time. Of course, this was staged, but this is happening all the time at Lake Dardanelle State Park. So that was just one of the photos I wanted to share. But Lake Dardanelle State Park has multiple events that'll go on. They do different things out there on the weekends, they go on Eagles tours. We have Eagles on the river because we have a lake that is connected to the river. So we have boats that go up and down. If you've never been in a city like that, it's super kind of neat just to go see the dam and see how the barges lock up and down the river system. So that's kind of cool. And right off of the dam is actually a park, and you can hammock out there, and then basketball courts and pavilions and all kinds of places out there. That's another place that a lot of the kids hang out. I'm trying to think. There are 4 disc golf courses in town. 2 are the main ones. One is out there by what we're calling the dam area, and so Old Post Dam Park is what it's called. And you can go out there, and there's a complete disc golf course there. And then there's one closer to Tech by Pleasant View Park. It's one of the city parks, and behind that there's a disc golf course. And we're one of the only cities in the state to have 2 pro level disc golf courses. So our disc golf courses are actually really good, and we're one of the only towns that have the pros that come to town in the state. So if you like that kind of stuff, we actually have really cool disc golf courses. I was looking through our calendar just to go ahead, Angela.
We also have a lot of mountain biking trails, not only just if you're just a street bike rider, but also mountain bike trails out in that dam area that Christy's talking about, as well as Mount Nebo State Park. The Walton Foundation has gotten behind some trails at Mount Nebo, and they're really top notch. And if you're, I'm not a mountain biker at all, but if you are, I hear the trails are just great. So if you have a bike, bring it with you if you're a biker, for sure.
I wanted to show y'all just some pictures. Pictures sometimes speak volumes, but this is the downtown area I was telling you about that has the summer concert series. This is one of them, with the stage being right here, and people just set up, and there's a green grassy area. That's where all these, there, yeah. And so that's some of the things that happen downtown in the downtown area. So I was just trying to find a couple pictures to show y'all.
So Kathy asked if these events are promoted on campus so students know about them.
We share, so this is the Russellville calendar. They're free to people. We produce these each year, and they have a lot of the events we're talking about in them right here. Carrie Phillips with Tech serves on this committee that helps us put this together. So she has access to all this information, and we probably need to ask a few questions about how this information is being shared with the Tech students. That would be a great question, and we'll work on if we're not doing a better job at that, because we know about it and we're telling, but I'm not for sure how it's getting to the student hands. But definitely these are free. So when you come to town, if you want to grab one of these, and then each year they're just free to the public. So this lists it, but it's also on my website that she shared earlier, an updated calendar. So that's where, if you don't want to grab one of these, all the information that is in this is online.
And also, I would suggest to y'all, Christy and I, both of our organizations are on social media. So once we're done here, y'all go find us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and like us, and you'll more likely see it that way as well. Sometimes I do feel like there is a disconnect between community events and trying to get the Tech students there. We always want them there. We just don't always know the best way to communicate those to y'all. So I feel like there's maybe some gaps in there where we could do a better job, but if you would go like our social media pages, that'll help you out as well.
Yeah, we share I try to share anybody's events that are going on, even if they're not my events in the community, on that page. So if I see them and they've posted them on social media, we share them as well.
Just thinking outside the box, that might be a new student organization idea, a student organization that partners with you guys to make sure everything is shared. If anyone's interested.
That's a great idea. I would love that.
I know. So we've got about 4 more minutes. So if you have any other questions, throw those out there. Feel free to speak up. If not, we can kind of start wrapping up. Anybody?
Did everybody do you want me to put the website back up there and email one more
please.
time?
I just put mine in the comments as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone can take a picture of that, because those are huge, especially for the calendars. And that's a great place to go. If you want to email us, I put my email address in the comments, help connect, or you can directly email, and they said they could mail some things to you. But yeah, thank y'all for attending. This was a great session. I feel like I've learned a lot. So I just kind of wanted to recap what some of y'all probably heard throughout the week. Be sure, if you haven't registered, register. That's super important. Look out for our app. That's a great place for people to connect. So y'all are interested in doing things in town, so maybe you can connect. Go out and explore a new place with someone else that you might connect with there. So other than that, I just want to say thank you, everybody. This was amazing, and we will share the recording for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all. We can't wait for you to be here, and email us or call us anytime if you have questions or anything. We're here to help.
Yes. Have a good day.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
It was a very pleasurable session, and thank you. I'm looking forward to visiting Russellville.
We can't wait.